Hey guys, my name is Charts247. Today is the 10th of March 2026, second day of my series regarding the Chart247 SmartTrader. How to gainfully use the Chart247 SmartTrader. This Today's lesson is all about price, trend, and waves. This is the formation of price. Okay, yesterday we learned about the price. Today we're going to take it further and understand what price actually become and how we can utilize that in our day-to-day trading activity. So let's quickly crack on with it. I have a lot of things in my mind to cover today, but I've got 20 minutes on each section. I don't want to spend more than that. So I'm going to try and not talk too much. Okay, so uh, price will move in trends, and you guys can watch this video again and again and again. It's there, it's free. I'm not charging anything. Price will move in trends. Okay, what are trends? We have, let me just use brackets for that. So trend, uptrend, and down trends. Okay, then trends will move in waves. This is very important. So we learned about price yesterday being the perception of the traders. This price will move up. When it's moving up, it gets to a certain point, it becomes an uptrend. When price is moving down, it gets to a certain point, it becomes a downtrend. People will be saying, what's he talking about? We know about this. I know about this. Okay, fine. I know and I understand that. But what we don't understand is when exactly can you classify this as an uptrend or as a downtrend? When can you say this pullback is just an ordinary pullback? This rally is just an ordinary pullback. This is very important, and that is the point that I'm going to share here. So let's use an example of an uptrend. Okay, price becomes, we have a low, higher low, higher high. This is what we call the structural point. Okay, this is your structure. We say this is a higher high. All we have to do is to check this high against the previous high. If this is a lower higher high, let me complete it. I'll just put, if this higher high is lower than the previous higher high and you are in a downtrend, this is your best sell zone. That is the best sell zone. So let's do the opposite direction. I'm aware of time, and there's a lot I want to cram into this example. And also, as I'm doing this, I'm looking at my screen because I have a trading opportunity in the Canadian dollar Japanese yen. I'm going to explain that again. So we go now. We've done the structure to sell. Now, if we have a a, a momentum high, let's say this is a rally high. Okay, this is a rally high. That means the market state is bullish. Okay, we will have seen series of higher highs. Then when the price come down and it gave us a higher low, don't get involved here. It's too easy. Wait for this. Okay, then what do you have here? You have a, we are talking about price formation, so this is very important. Price moving trend, trend moving waves. Now we have a higher lower low. All you have to do is to say to yourself, I'm going to check whether this lower low is higher than the previous lower low. If your answer is yes, then you start to look for buying opportunity from here. What do I mean by that? Because this is your best area that you can get involved in this trade. The market has been discounted. You have seen a break. Okay, these people are the ones that we call the weak buyers. Now you are understanding, or you've learned on the YouTube and the videos. I'm showing you guys now how this formation happened, because what we are talking about is about price formation. This is now a higher, lower low. Okay, and this is what we call the structure. So I hope this is clear. In a downtrend, this is your best sell zone. In an uptrend, this is your best buy zone. Now let's take it further. Okay, we are going to lump in something I've already mentioned yesterday, which is one of the most important things you can learn in trading when the trend is changing, because the price will always give you information. I'm trying my best to put all this information here. So let's say we have a downtrend. I don't use green for downtrend. I like to stay consistent. Let's just use black for now. Let's say we have a downtrend. Okay, we have a series of lower lows and lower highs. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you have a downtrend. You have a pullback low somewhere here. Okay, pullback low somewhere here. So we are looking for a pullback and a sell. So what now happened? What you are looking for is this. Is either price do this. This is valid as a structure, and that is the first variation. I'm going to be explaining this. Sorry guys, I have to take a trade now. I have to take a trade now. I have to take this trade because I've been watching it, and I'm going to explain this trade actually uh, in the okay. So I've taken the trade. Stop will come below here. Okay. Okay, let's continue because I'm going to explain what I'm doing there in a bit. This here, is this a higher high? Yes. The last higher high is here. So this is still a valid structure. This is what we call the second variation. This is the second variation. This is a, let me just say it now. This is a reversal structure. Okay? It is a reversal structure. So this is not the example I want to give, but if you see this, all you have to say is this higher high lower than the previous higher high? If your answer is yes, this is a structure. You're in a downtrend. Your expectation or your behavior should be you are looking for a selling opportunity. Why? Because it's a downtrend. However, so now what I want to do, because I want to actually explain, is how I interrupt myself when I'm teaching. Your ideal formation is this. This is your ideal formation. What is this? This is a lower high. This is your higher high. What I mean by ideal, I'm not an Englishman, so I'm trying my best, but this here is still a higher high. And this is your ideal formation. Why? Because these sellers, these weak sellers, they've seen this thing coming down and they are selling, easy selling, lower high, lower high. This is where you will see our X1, X2, X3, and then you see a potential X4 and they break above it. It means this price has been discounted nicely and you should look for a selling opportunity here. Okay, this is your ideal sell opportunity. However, the price formation that I'm getting to is what we call a trend changing pattern, where instead of going down, this thing came down a little bit. It did not break the momentum low or the low that was formed after the pullback low was formed. Then price did something unique, break above the structure. When the price break above the structure, you now have a new higher high. This now becomes a higher high in a downtrend, and this is what we call the momentum high or a trend changing pattern. I know what I'm saying can be new to so many people, but please and please, this video is free. I'm going to put it on my YouTube. You can watch it as many times as possible, because everything that I'm saying here is here. Okay, you have the resources, you have the indicators, you have the screener, everything is there, so you have no excuse. Okay, so this is when the state is changing. And now I'm going to add a simple rule. This rule will guide you if you have an ongoing downtrend, and this is the first time you've seen a trend changing pattern. You can still sell this. If you look back and this is the first time a trend changing pattern is happening on your chart, you can still sell this. So that is for the downtrend. Let's go and do the uptrend example. So we have an uptrend. Okay, price is giving us series of higher highs, higher low. That's 1, that's 3, that's 4, and that's 5. Okay, so your ideal formation, as I've said before, is not this. This is something else. Maybe in the future I can explain this. If when you understand the difference between this, okay, and this, it is the same thing, because the market will give you the label lower low here. This is your ideal formation. Okay, why? Because this low has been broken. Trying to do something. There's a weak buyers here. They've broken them. Now you have a structure. Then this will be a lower low. That's a lower low. Okay, and you check with yourself. Just look back. Is this a higher lower low compared to the last lower low? If your answer is yes, then you have a well discounted market and you are looking for buying opportunity. However, in some cases, okay, in some cases, because we are talking about price formation here, I need to repeat myself. We are talking about price will move in trend, trend will move in waves. How can you understand where you are regarding the price formation? Because what we trade is price. And when you can understand what I'm saying, you become you become your own boss. You are not waiting for something to tell you how to think. You are thinking based on your understanding of the price movement. This is important. Okay, then we move like this. If the price do this, failing to take the high that started the pullback, so you will have a rally high somewhere here. Okay, RH. Then if the price should come and break this structure without making a new high, this is where you have a momentum low. And that's what happened yesterday in the Canadian dollar Japanese yen. Let's quickly have a look at it. Okay, on the 15 minutes chart, let's hide this. This is what I'm explaining now. You have an uptrend. Price is moving series of higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Then we come to the structure, ideal buy formation. We should be looking for buying opportunity here. Then what happened? Price did not make a new high above here. Instead of making a higher high, made a lower high, and the price, oops, what I'm looking at is wrong. Okay, sorry. This is a higher low, but it's still the same thing. Oh, I was thinking what's going on. This is a 15 minutes chart. Okay, this is good. Okay, now I'm back. So we have higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher low. Then we have a lower high, which is a normal thing. I said here, these are the weak buyers. They broke them. This is your ideal buy situation. You see, check this higher lower low. Compare this lower low to this. Just say to yourself, is this lower low higher than this? If the answer is yes, and you are in an uptrend, you buy. But when they break this, the state become a new state. This at this point, the market state has changed to a trend changing pattern. It does not mean the trend is changing now. It just means the buyers have now lost some of their potential. Sellers are gaining more confidence. But if this is the first time you are seeing this on your chart, don't fight it. That is what we did yesterday. We bought here yesterday. Price gave me about 10 pips profit, came back down, scratched the trade, and we said to ourselves, we have to wait for a new day, a brand new session. And that is why I'm buying now, because I'm going to show you guys something. I'm going to end this video very soon because we are now up to 15 minutes. Okay, once you see this, and this is the first time you're seeing this, all you have to say to yourself, I'm going to do this. Trend changing pattern has happened. Okay, so that is an information that no indicator is going to give you this information. You have to be able to see it for yourself. Once you see this, the next question you have to ask yourself is this the first trend changing pattern? If your answer is yes, you can still buy this when this market settles down. And now that takes us to what the chart in front of us. Okay, this is the 5 minutes of the Canadian dollar Japanese yen. We saw on the 15 minutes, we have a trend changing pattern. This is an uptrend. That's your momentum high. This is your momentum low. We have a pullback low. Now price has come down there. So we can say this is our momentum low. Okay, so let's go back to 5 minutes chart. This means we have a downtrend on the 5 minutes. You can see we don't need any indicator to tell us this series of lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs is structure. Now, this is where we have to pay attention because this is not planned, but this is how price behaves. Okay, I was saying in the video, in a downtrend, your best sell zone is when the price make a higher high in the downtrend. The first higher high is your sell zone. You can see how you are taking these structures, price is coming down, taking this structure, price is coming down. So what happened here? The levels are small. Let me increase the level. So we can see this is important. So now we have increased the label so we can see what I'm sharing. That's the structure. That's your ideal sell point. But what happened? Instead of price going back from that structure all the way down as it has been doing before, this price did not do that. And they moved a little bit, tiny movement down, that one there, and they did this. Tiny break above it. Don't miss this type of move because that is telling you I have a trend changing pattern. So all you have to do, you say to yourself, is this the first from the downtrend? Yes, this is the first one. We're not counting this. This is a rally high. So if this is the first, you can still sell and you can see the selling was successful. But now, once we see a buy signal after the first break of the low, we have to take that trade. Why am I taking this trade? It's because the uptrend is still intact on the 1 hour chart, on the 15 minutes chart. And now we have a trend changing pattern. What does this mean? It means the buyers are now looking for higher prices. Okay. The buyers are looking for higher prices. Where would they buy? At the low. This is the concept where all the gurus will tell you buy low, sell high, buy low. So guys, I know there's a lot of information I've rushed into this lesson this morning. This is the way I trade, and this is the way of success methodology. If you like what you see, give us a thumbs up. I love you guys. Have a good day. If you have any question, leave it in the comment section, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. God bless.